NASA today released the findings from its year-long study of UFOs.
NASA astronauts record inexplicable sightings of UFOs. We may not be alone in the cosmos, according to a new video that was released this morning. A hovering object was noticed by Chris Cassidy as it passed the station. NASA recently made public the results of its year-long investigation on UFOs. These are the most notable instances in which NASA astronauts captured unusual items on video. Unidentified UFO outside the ISS window discussions concerning mysterious flying objects have occasionally been sparked by footage from the International Space Station. A video that recently attracted a lot of attention featured European Space Agency astronaut Samantha Cristoforetti. Although Cristoforetti is shown operating a window hatch in the video, observers saw odd items moving outside the ISS window. The video seems regular at first, with Cristoforetti describing how the hatch works. But as the hatch opens, two things are visible beyond the window. The first item is elusive because it travels quickly. Nonetheless, there has been greater attention in the second item. It emerges in the lower right corner of the screen, advances slowly, turns sharply to the left, and then vanishes behind the window, implying that it is controlled flying as opposed to haphazard drifting. This has caused the UFO community to have conversations and assessments. Unlike space debris or ice crystals, which often move in straight lines or predictable pathways, many people interpret the object's variations in speed and direction as evidence of guided control. There is something purposeful about the way this item travels, pauses, changes direction, and accelerates. UFO sightings are frequently dismissed by skeptics as the result of ice crystals, space debris, or reflections from the International Space Station. This specific video, though, casts doubt on such theories. The observed abrupt changes in speed and twists are inconsistent with the behavior of space debris or ice crystals. These findings gain credence when considered in the larger context of space-based UFO encounters. From early Gemini flights to more current ISS excursions, several astronauts have reported sighting unexplained objects while on mission. Some of these claims have been written off as misidentifications, but there are still unanswered questions about others, which fuels curiosity and conjecture. Tom Jones, a former NASA astronaut, is one prominent person in the UFO controversy. He has minimized UFO encounters in interviews and papers, blaming them on debris, ice crystals, or meteors or lightning. According to Jones, no astronaut has ever witnessed concrete proof of extraterrestrial spacecraft. This position stands in stark contrast to other astronauts' reports of inexplicable sightings. The differences in different points of view highlight how intricate the UFO phenomena is. On the one hand, we have reputable people reporting unusual, inexplicable objects, such as astronauts who are skilled observers. However, official explanations frequently dismiss these encounters as optical illusions or recognized phenomena. The discovered objects' controlled motions point to something more significant than random space trash. These objects make a strong argument for more research since they were seen on camera and their motions can be examined frame by frame. In addition, there are concerns about the timing of the camera pan during the video. It occurs right when the item accelerates and changes direction. Was this just a coincidence, or was it a deliberate action to block the object's path? And further element of mystery is added by the astronauts' seeming ignorance of the items beyond the glass. Do the astronauts actually have no idea of these encounters, or have they been told to ignore them? In 2017, Ty Lee of Secure Team released a video containing both old and new footage that he said proved there were unexplained objects in space. Ty presents the idea of a highway of activity, a term he uses to describe these enigmatic objects that are frequently observed moving in ways that traditional satellites do not, but are neither a part of the International Space Station (ISS) nor connected to the astronauts. Ty plays a recent ISS video in which one astronaut seems like he sees a UFO and tries to block the camera's vision with his hand. Ty repeats the video many times, slowing it down and zooming in to make sure viewers can see the UFO because this event happens swiftly. Then, frame by frame, he points out how the object crosses the International Space Station (ISS), travels behind it, comes back, and bends out into space. The astronaut's hand covers the camera just after the UFO passes. Ty keeps playing the video, this time showcasing a separate group of UFOs flying by. He thinks that after taking off his hand, the astronaut, possibly under orders from ground control, panned the camera aside to hide these artifacts from viewers. Ty spots one of these things that looks like a boomerang-shaped extraterrestrial, a form that has been seen in space imagery from the Apollo missions back in the 1960s. Ty provides more video footage from other spaceflights over the years to support his argument. These videos depict things acting in ways that are incongruous with known satellites, such as abrupt twists and speed changes. He shows video from 2 UFOs observed shifting course during the 2005 STS-114 mission, and another from the STS-123 mission that shows a UFO making a sharp left turn. Ty also goes over old Apollo mission video, emphasizing various things that pass by the ship. He goes on with video snippets from the STS-127 mission that demonstrate more instances of direction and velocity changes. A UFO is seen quickly turning to the left in one famous STS-80 mission film before the camera feed is interrupted. Verified by Buzz Aldrin, UFO's Buzz Aldrin, the well-known astronaut from Apollo 11, has related amazing stories of seeing UFOs while on the historic moon trip. His disclosures have generated a great deal of curiosity and discussion, which has been heightened by comments made by other astronauts and unusual photographic proof. Aldrin claimed to have seen an odd light as he and colleague astronaut Neil Armstrong were exploring the lunar surface during the Apollo 11 mission. He said that it moved like a light in respect to the stars. By their own admission, the object qualified as a UFO, but they chose not to report the encounter to NASA's mission control, so avoiding any needless concern by not declaring, "Houston, there's a light out there that's following us." The revelation that Armstrong and Aldrin had used a special medical channel to speak with the senior medical officer while they were on the moon added to the mystery. Armstrong is said to have said, "They're here, they're parked on the side of the crater, they're watching us." This comment has added to the mystery by fueling theories that aliens are monitoring the astronauts from a distance. Aldrin described seeing a number of strange abnormalities on the lunar surface. These were elements that bore a striking resemblance to a satellite dish. The structure resembled satellite dishes on Earth, with a dish-shaped base resembling a crater and a tall spike jutting from its center. There were other strange sightings as well. There has been more conjecture on the presence of artificial structures constructed by aliens on the moon after a photograph taken there seemed to show a structure that could be interpreted as either a bridge or a pipeline. Aldrin stated that he thought these artificial buildings on the moon's far side may have been inhabited or built by aliens. According to his claim, governments and military organizations may be extremely worried as they speculate about the causes and goals of these formations. A certain item seen on the moon gave some observers the impression that it was a cooling tower from a nuclear power station. Any race that was developed enough to build a base on the moon, according to Aldrin, could easily be a serious danger to mankind if they so choose. This idea emphasizes the possible threat that these unknown buildings and items may pose. Another amazing sight within the Luna module was what looked to be a woman-like form, maybe an extraterrestrial found on board a spaceship. This finding fits into a larger story that implies contacts with extraterrestrial life were predicted before NASA's Luna missions. Before the Apollo missions, in the early 1960s, a study by the Brookings Institute proposed that it could be desirable to keep any meeting with alien intelligence secret in order to prevent public panic. Many unsolved issues linger as we consider the 45th anniversary of the Apollo 11 mission. The public's curiosity is still piqued by the mystery surrounding the first manned lunar landing. What caused NASA to stop lunar flights following Apollo 17? Exists concrete proof of extraterrestrial life on the moon or anywhere on Earth? These theories have gained further traction thanks to recent findings found in NASA's official archives. Amazing images captured by Apollo astronauts themselves show massive, artificial-looking buildings. These never-before-seen television pictures cast doubt on conventional scientific theories. Are these extraterrestrial fortifications, nuclear power reactors, or enormous satellite dishes pointed towards Earth? Despite the fact that experts have studied these photos, no firm conclusions have been drawn. Military analysts issued a warning, stating that mankind may be seriously threatened if there is an extraterrestrial outpost on the moon. ISS witnesses a black night UFO. Space exploration and ufology are two fields that are very interested in and dispute about the black night UFO. The sightings of it, especially from the International Space Station, have prompted talks about mysterious objects in Earth's orbit and alien activities. Conspiracy theorists and UFO enthusiasts speculate that the mysterious Black Knight satellite may be an alien spacecraft that has been circling Earth for tens of thousands of years. Since the mid-1900s, when the moniker Black Knight was first coined, the object's reputation has grown due to breakthroughs in space technology that provide improved views of Earth's orbit. ISS-taken photos and videos are frequently the most compelling proof of the Black Knight UFO. Frequently taking high-definition pictures of space, astronauts also sometimes catch strange oddities. For instance, during a routine spacewalk, there was conjecture that the Black Knight satellite could have been visible on a live stream from the International Space Station, ISS. The object seemed to be black and irregularly shaped. A black object can be seen traveling gradually across the screen in the video, standing out against the background of stars and the curvature of Earth. Viewers were instantly drawn in by its unusual shape and movements, which prompted a flurry of internet discussion. The item had no resemblance to recognized spacecraft, satellites, or normal space trash. The mystery was increased by the appearance of regulated rather than uncontrolled motions. This film, according to proponents of the Black Knight satellite idea, offers conclusive proof of its existence. They think that the object's peculiar orbit and black metallic look set it apart from other typical man-made satellites or space debris. According to some theories, the Black Knight has been keeping an eye on Earth for decades and may have been acting as a point of observation for alien visitors. They point to a number of historical oddities as possible proof of the satellite's protracted existence, including old accounts of odd objects in the sky and mysterious radio broadcasts. Conversely, skeptics provide more rational justifications. They suggest that the item may be a piece of space junk, such a broken satellite or a thermal blanket that was thrown away. Thousands of bits of debris from decades of space research have been left behind in orbit, and not all of it is clearly recognized. A piece of space debris caught in Earth's gravitational pull may have formed the object's shape and movements shown in the video. It is crucial to examine the historical background of the Black Knight UFO phenomena in order to comprehend it. The tale arose when astronomers and physicists saw odd radio transmissions that appeared to come from space in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. During his radio wave experiments in 1899, Nikola Tesla reported hearing strange signals that he thought may be messages from another planet. Later, in the 1920s, radio transmission echoes that had been long delayed were detected by Norwegian engineers, and some theories connected them to the Black Knight satellite. The first visible sighting is said to have happened in 1954, when the U.S. Air Force claimed to have found two unidentified satellites circling Earth, according to reports in a number of publications, including the San Francisco Examiner and the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. At the time, no country had the ability to launch satellites. Even though the stories were eventually disregarded for being an incorrect interpretation of the facts, the Black Knight mythology persisted. A black object in polar orbit was allegedly discovered in 1960 by the U.S. Navy using radar scanning, which was an uncommon and extremely sophisticated orbital pattern at the time. The object's orbit contributed to the mystery because it deviated from the standard equatorial orbits utilized by most satellites. Around this period, this mysterious object began to be referred to as the Black Knight. The development of space photography gave fans of the Black Knight more content. Images of a dark, tumbling object that resembled the Black Knight satellite were taken by astronauts in 1998 during the STS-88 mission, the first space shuttle journey to the International Space Station. These photos have received a lot of attention and have been examined and interpreted differently. Not everyone has been happy with NASA's explanation, which suggests that the item was probably a thermal blanket dropped during an extravehicular activity, EVA. The International Space Station, ISS, was closed by NASA. We can only glimpse a small portion of the huge cosmos when we gaze up at the night sky. Only around 4% of the universe has been studied by science, meaning that a startling 96% of it is still unknown. Dark matter, dark energy, and maybe a large number of unknown planets and civilizations are all part of this uncharted territory. The International Space Station, ISS, a joint venture of 5 major space agencies, NASA, USA, Roscosmos, Russia, JAXA, Japan, and CSA, Canada, is one of the apex achievements of humankind in space exploration. The International Space Station, ISS, is a symbol of humankind's combined goals and technical might. Its goals are to test spaceflight technology, perform scientific study in microgravity, and seek the universe for indications of intelligent life. Scientists on board the International Space Station, ISS, have reported seeing sophisticated alien objects in our solar system after decades of investigation and study. These findings have sparked discussions about our role in the cosmos and captured the public's imagination, making them not only scientific but also cultural landmarks. Astronomers, physicists, astrobiologists, and meteorologists conduct experiments in a microgravity laboratory on board the International Space Station. It also acts as a testbed for technology related to spacecraft that will be utilized on trips to Mars, the Moon, and other planets in the future. Crucially, the International Space Station, ISS, has live feeds that are sent to Earth, making it an ideal location to observe any alien events. Occasionally, oddities that defy explanations have been seen in these live streams. For example, in 2015, a mysterious object appeared over the horizon, and the live broadcast from the International Space Station was cut off. Toby Lund, a UFO enthusiast, photographed this item and noticed that it remarkably resembled a Starfleet symbol from the science fiction Star Trek series. The live stream was interrupted and then reappeared, which sparked discussion and conjecture among the public and UFO researchers. Another noteworthy event was when, while watching an ISS livestream, StreetCap1, a YouTube user, noticed a black object rising over the horizon. This observation, together with NASA's choice to change the camera angle, sparked more speculation regarding the object's nature. The absence of a conclusive explanation allowed for further inventive suggestions, even if some doubters proposed that it may be a lens flare or space junk. Similar events abound throughout the history of UFO sightings, which dates back to the late 1940s when reports of unusual objects in the sky first came to the notice of the public. There have been over 9,000 confirmed sightings of unexplained flying objects over the years. Numerous reactions have been sparked by these allegations, ranging from serious scientific inquiries to Hollywood blockbusters and Halloween costumes. The ISS is essential to these inquiries. In addition to carrying out independent research, the station feeds NASA and other scientific organizations real-time data and observations for additional examination. The public may see space exploration in real time thanks to these feeds, which are frequently aired on radio and television. Global sharing of iconic events, like the 1969 Apollo 11 moon landing, has sparked a sense of wonder and interest among people. Live transmissions from the International Space Station, however, have also generated debate. The government and NASA, according to UFO enthusiasts, are trying to hide knowledge concerning alien encounters. They provide examples of sudden cuts to or modifications to live feeds as proof of a cover-up. The fact that NASA has not formally commented on several of the reported abnormalities adds credence to these allegations. A more realistic viewpoint is provided by Professor Andrew Bowe of the Department of Physics at Imperial College London. According to him, a lot of UFO sightings might be attributed to optical illusions, space debris, or psychological conditions like pareidolia, a condition in which the brain interprets seemingly random inputs as having recognizable patterns. These answers make sense, but they don't appease those who think there's something more remarkable going on. Conspiracy theories have proliferated as a result of these sightings' longevity and the absence of conclusive answers. Some people think NASA is keeping the public from knowing that it is in communication with a highly developed civilization. The growing number of sightings that have been recorded and the mysterious character of many observed occurrences support these views. NASA declared in June that it will start a research on unexplained aerial phenomena, UAPs, in response to the increased public interest. With a $100,000 budget and 8 to 12 scientists, this project intends to improve scientific knowledge of UAPs by analyzing data from NASA and other government organizations. NASA has been silent on the study's specifics and possible conclusions in spite of this endeavor. The controversy surrounding alien life and UFOs extends beyond science to a fundamentally cultural level. It addresses important issues regarding our existence and role in the universe. The distinction between science fiction and reality is becoming more hazy as we investigate the cosmos. Whether they are space junk, natural occurrences, or something more enigmatic, the lights in the sky serve as a constant reminder of the immense void that exists outside the realm of human comprehension. Did you enjoy this video? Please like and comment below. Turn on the notification bell to get notifications for videos like this.